Are you there? It's time. It's 3 o'clock.
Oh God, I'm on my way, Afternoon. Afternoon from Stepford. Oh God, I was just doing a bit of laundry. Good afternoon, welcome. Have we got anybody there with us yet?
Not yet, no.
Not yet, no. Well, we're going to go through to the kitchen and I've got a fabulous one for you today. You're going to absolutely love. So, come on, let's go through. Anybody arrived yet?
Giles.
Hello, Giles, love. Are you sewing? You're actually sewing something as you watch. Right, I've got a fabulous one for you today.
Lee Levy.
Hi, Lee.
Peter Tring.
Hi, Peter.
The Copper.
Oh, is the copper watching? I thought you were supposed to be doing revision. Running round Aldi and then watching me. Think on and look sharp.
James Blake. Michael Barnes. Sean Delamere.
Hi,
Paul
Sean.
Gibbons. Jean Pascal. All saying hello.
Hello, Jean. Hello, Dan. I knew you were watching. Thanks for sharing as well, Jean. Right, before we go any further, I've got to say, by the way, if there is anybody or a friend of yours that has had, how to put this nicely, the most absolutely vile private message of me, it's not me. My page was hacked, and for some reason there's people missing from my page, and the people that are missing, I can't find them again. And I also have found out that they've been sent private messages as if it's me, and it's not me. So obviously I wouldn't send a friend a viral message, so that's not me. Second thing I've got to say to you is today, please no loud noises, because we had the Glaze for dinner last night and I'm slightly hungover. You know, when you polish off nearly 2 litres of vodka on your own, it's a bit much to start on a Sunday, and then I had to be up for church this morning and everything, so please, hence just the hairpiece, because I couldn't be bothered doing my hair. So
Philip's revising. He said, he said, I am and I have the books as you cook.
Oh, have you? That'd be nice for you.
It's all blurry for some reason.
Blurry, we'll clean the lens. Is that better? That better?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Right, we've got a fabulous one for you today. And we get some ingredients, and I'm going to talk you through some equipment as well. I'm going to make the most fabulous banana cake. It is amazing. This cake I've made for, oh gosh, over 40 years, more. So I made it when I was a kid as well. It was originally a Blue Peter recipe that's been slightly tweaked over the years by me. And it's fabulous. It works just so utterly amazing. You're going to love it.
They're all saying how much weight you've lost.
They are. Oh, thank you, my darlings. One try. I shan't be satisfied. These are a size 10 and they're actually a bit big on me. But I won't be satisfied until I'm a 6. Walking around like a designer bag of bones.
Kyle loves the pony.
I thought you would, Kyle. I was wondering how long it'd take you. Just flung a piece on, you taught me well. Drag your hair up, throw a piece on, that's it. And it worked. Right, we're going to bake this cake in a bundt tin. This is a bundt tin, which has the hole. This is a retractable one where you can actually open the side and it pops out. I've already greased and floured it, which you must do because of this. It will stick if you don't. Even though this is a non-stick tin, you must butter and flour it, okay? And what I use instead of butter now, even though I won't eat the cake, is I use the spray oil. This is the butter one, and it's far easier when you're doing something like this, because in the centre of this, there's sort of like an intricate design which comes out on the top of the cake. So you need it really well floured or it does stick. Okay? But it's such an easy recipe, you're going to absolutely love it. You're going to have to sort of move that way, Debbie, because I've moved the kitchen around and the mixer's over here. So we're going to do most of it in the mixer. You're going to start with 8 ounces of just ordinary white sugar. You don't need caster sugar and all that, carry on. And I've actually forgot the butter amount, and it's 4 of butter, so it's half of the sugar. Stick that in your mixer.
Sonia said you look amazing on losing your weight.
Thanks, Sam. And stick the mixture on high speed. New mixer, it's quieter. Kenwood's are just too loud, so I had to break down and have a modern mixer.
Kyle's licking the screen.
Kyle's licking the screen. Right, is it that much? Is it just literally
He said, I'm dredging watching his fabulous cake as I'm dieting, but I'll lick the screen.
don't talk too much while I've got that making a lot of noise. So what I've done is I've put the butter and the sugar in. You don't have to beat it till it's white and fluffy and all that. This is why this recipe is so easy. It's nearly 70% is an all-in-one recipe, okay? So into that now...
Lee's asking what whisk attachment you use.
Oh, I've used the paddle attachment.
The paddle one, Lee.
I'll show you, Lee, just a minute. That one. If you've got the Kenwood, it's the K blade. That's the paddle attachment on this one, and those other imported American ones. I forget what it's called on that. You want 2 bananas. This is a fabulous recipe. If you don't have to chop them up. If you've got a glut of bananas that are ripe, they must be ripe. And a little trick I'll tell you is, these haven't, obviously. These really aren't ripe enough. If you've got bananas that have gone black, just put them in the freezer. Put them in a bag and freeze them with the skins on and everything, and they will go coal black. And you can bake with them from frozen. You can't obviously eat them as a banana again, but they'll stay in the fridge for up to 12 months in a Ziploc bag, and they're fabulous for baking this cake. Because the blacker the banana is, the better it is. Okay, so just then, with the bananas into the butter, they'll break up on their own. This is why it's better if it's a black banana. That will take a little bit longer. You don't have to be so pedantic that it's mushed completely together, okay? Into that now, you're going to put 2 eggs. Okay.
People are saying they're gutted they're allergic to bananas. Could you use anything else?
Well, no, because it's a banana cake.
Oh, well, you'll have to go with that.
It's the bananas that are going to make it rise. You can't sort of do, I do other cakes that you can eat. I can't really do it. It's a banana cake. It's not a pear cake or a peach cake. It won't work if you don't put the bananas in, because the potassium of the bananas is what reacts to the other ingredients. So into those now, this is the next thing. You're going to put 4...
Liam said
what?
Can you say black bananas these days?
I don't know, is it politically correct or not? I like a black banana. You want 4 heaped tablespoons of sour cream.
Sky said you're looking fabulous, mother.
Thank you, darling, all the way from Fort Lauderdale. God bless you, my angel. I'll message you later. I spoke to those people, so I'll get back to you on that. 4 tablespoons of sour cream. If you've not got any sour cream, you can cheat by using 2 tablespoons of natural yogurt and 2 tablespoons of mayonnaise. Okay, put the 2 together, works exactly the same. I just have to drop that in. Then into that then is a teaspoon of bicarb or baking soda. Okay, teaspoon of baking soda. Then 8 ounces of self-raising flour. And 15 ounces of corn flour.
Mini Diamond and your daughter's watching.
Oh, hello, darlings. How's my daughter this morning? Are you hanging from last night's work? Loved the show with Lauren. We're actually showing it friends last night. We wet ourselves. All that's gone in the mixer now, okay? And then try to do it on low speed, because you can otherwise have a cloud. Until it's all combined, and then just whip it up. And that's it, you're done. Okay? So that...
No, we don't have cats, Stephen.
Who wants it?
Stephen said,
why have we got a cat?
What's a clean kitchen? Not one cat on the counter.
No, never a cat on my counter. There's a cat on the counter in that butcher's every time I pass it. I swear, I'm getting the elf onto him. I think they're disgusting, to be honest, truthful. Mind you, his mother won't much a cat neither. Let me just get rid of this out of the way. So, a quick tip and trick for making this fill evenly, because it is quite difficult to get your batter in you know what I mean, in a circle that it's not uneven. Use an ice cream scoop, okay? That just goes in. So, we got any questions so far while I'm filling this?
I'll have to go right back to see if anyone's asked questions.
You have a lot.
You just carry on.
Oh, I will.
Talk amongst yourselves a minute.
Yeah, talk amongst yourselves. I talk amongst myself. Fancy you remembering that. And there was a cat on that counter. Big Ginger Tom.
Loads of people saying looking fabulous, how slim you are. People
Thank
just saying
you.
hello. No questions.
No questions, that's good. So everybody's following it. And make sure you really do, you know, scrape the bowl out and get every ridiculous to waste it if you don't. Okay, and then with the spatula, just bring it round.
What's Giles say? Terry, I'm thinking of making a wig in cotton wool. Remember?
Oh my god! You should revive it as a look, Giles. You should. Okay, once you've spread your tin, drop it a couple of times. Just to make sure there's no air underneath it and you're getting into the pattern of the tin. If it's one that's flat, you can use an ordinary tin, by the way. The only thing is with an ordinary tin, this is a really dense cake mixture. Pardon me, I'm choking to death. And it tends to sink in the middle if you don't use the bundt tin. As I said, you don't have to use the bundt tin. A trick also to use if you've not got one is an ordinary cake tin and then use an empty can of, say, a can of baked beans and stand that in the middle, grease it all the same, put your thing around it. Once you part it all, you've got the thing. You with me? You follow that? See? Follow these little housewifery cheapy tips. Into the oven.
Hayden's watching with Debbie.
Hiya, Heidi. Did you have a nice time for Mel's birthday the other night? That's gone in the oven at 180. It's in the oven for between 35 and 40 minutes. Keep an eye on it. Because of the bananas, it will catch very, very quickly and not be cooked in the middle. Use a skewer after 30 minutes to see whether the skewer comes out clean. If it comes out clean, it's done. If it doesn't, just put a sheet of foil over the top and then put it back in the oven and finish to your 40 minutes, okay?
Lee's got a question. She's just asking, she said, is there no fluids in the cake, just combined ingredients?
That's it, you combine
I
ingredients.
suppose the egg yolk is the fluid,
egg yolk,
I suppose,
and
isn't
your
it?
sour cream is the liquid ingredients. Other than that, and the bananas become very liquidy. You can't start adding, you don't add any more. Basically what I've told you is exactly what's in it. So no, there is no other liquids in it than what you've just seen. And it is the moistest cake you will ever have tasted.
Graham, we don't smoke anymore, love.
And of course, I vape. I have an electric ciggy. As all good shows, here's one that I made earlier. And that is what comes out. And as you can see, it's a really springy, moist cake. This cake keeps the best ever. Honestly, if you put this cake in a tin in the fridge, don't keep it out on a counter in a tin. Keep it in the fridge, in a tin or a Tupperware box. It'll last in the fridge for like 2 weeks. We're now going to glaze it and we're going to add nuts to it. If you're allergic to nuts, don't add the nuts, okay?
I suppose you could add fruit if you wanted to or something.
I was going to say, when you put the cake mixture in there, if you want to do, you can add sort of like a cup of sultanas to it or a cup of raisins and it has a little bit of coconut. It just changes it slightly. Personally, I like it like this. If you're going to serve it as like a dessert with custard and cream, that's it, you don't touch it, just a dusting of icing sugar and that's it. But as an afternoon tea cake, which is what I've always made it for, especially on a Sunday like today, you know, just before we watch the Golden Shot, we'll have coffee and a piece of cake and all the rest of it. And it's a perfect cake for that. It's nice glazed. So we're going to glaze it. And I'm going to show you how we do it.
Hiya Dean, how are you? Love to you both.
Which Dean?
Dean Ellis.
Hello my Dean, darling. Hi, love.
Hi, poor Phoenix said hi, Nana.
Hi, sweetie. Right, what we're going to do is, these are pecans.
Sue's starving in Spain, you taking some over for her?
Sue is. Sue wants to, yeah, if you want me to, love.
Dean loves the new hair.
These are pecans, okay? I keep these in the freezer. These pecan nuts have been in my freezer for over a year, honestly. If you keep them out in a jar, they will go off, they'll go green mouldy. Keep them in the freezer, that's how they stay fresh, and they're never ever going to go off.
Sorry, Lee.
We're going to
I call everyone she.
We're going to toast them, okay? The easiest way to toast them is in a frying pan. Little bit spray oil. Put the heat on, and this literally does only take minutes. Now, what I do is, I don't want to chop them or smash them in a bag like we do for cookies. I just sort of break them through my fingers so that they're broken up into really nice chunky pieces. You don't want an awful lot, okay? Just sort of like two handfuls, just eyeball it.
While you're doing that, Angela's asked a question. Please, can you think of anything to replace eggs in the recipe, as she can't eat them?
Oh.
I don't know if you can.
You can't well, I'll tell you what you could do. You would be able to buy online, because I have done that before. You could buy powdered egg online that you add to water, which is an egg substitute, and that will work. Is it not still egg though? No, it's an egg substitute. It's got absolutely nothing to do with eggs.
Oh, right.
So it's not going to do any harm. Okay, so they're in your pan. Keep an eye on them because they are going to burn very, very quickly. Okay? And you only want to lightly toast them because pecan nuts are quite a bland nut when you sort of get them. Do you know what I mean? It's a bit like a walnut, but not with as much flavour.
Aren't they toasted already because they're brown?
No, that's how they come out of the shell down. They're just fresh pecans, that's it. If you want to do, you could use walnuts, which are easier to get hold of, I think. Okay, but you just want those in a pan and keep an eye on it. We're going to make a quick maple icing sugar glaze. So we're going to do it with confectioner's sugar. I would say for that cake, no more than a cup. Okay, that's absolutely more than enough. You don't want to overdo it. It's only a slight glaze. Keep an eye on them. Is everybody following this?
Yeah, they're all quiet.
It seems really quiet today. Normally you're all buzzing and telling me things and what you've done over the weekend. So into that cup of icing sugar, little drizzle of cream, and then a little drizzle of maple syrup.
Lisa's asking where do you get your pennies from? It's so hard to buy them now.
Yeah, it is. My friend Pearl, she's on Facebook, on my page. If you go to my friends, Pearl makes all the pennies for me, every single one of them. She's amazing. Okay, so that's my friend Pearl, and she's in Sheffield, and I'm sure she'd do them by post or whatever. Keep alternately adding cream and syrup in small amounts until you get the glaze to come together. Don't do it with all syrup because one, it will become, I mean this isn't real maple syrup, this is, I can't say the name but you can see what it is. I buy this from an American import company because it's light and it's 50% less. That's just right on those nuts. There we go, perfect. This is 50% lighter syrup. If you want to use real maple syrup, which I think is absolutely disgustingly priced, and it's only based, and this tastes exactly the same. Right. And this is stiff. A metal spoon works better. I have snapped more wooden spoons, honestly, doing things like this. So.
Michael Hamilton said, this cake looks great for my high fibre diet.
It's certainly not on my Slimming World diet, that I can actually assure you.
Dean said we're all engrossed in cooking.
Goody, goody. That's what I wanted. I wanted you all to start baking. Because a lot of my friends do bake that are on my Facebook page and they post the stuff and it's fabulous. They make some amazing things. But then there was everybody that kept saying, oh, you're always cooking, you make everything from scratch and I don't know how to do it. So that's why I've always chose really easy things for you that, you know,
Sonia said it looks lovely.
So with your maple glaze...
Oh, Lisa said thank you for that, she'll take a look.
Yeah, if you have any trouble, Lisa, let me know and I'll look for it and I'll send you the link in a private message, darling. Don't worry, because I will find the English.
Carla said, what's the white stuff in the bowl? Obviously she's not following.
Well, no. What white
Icing
stuff?
sugar.
This? Carla, answer me. This is the glaze we've just made, which is a cup of icing sugar and alternate drizzles of double cream and maple syrup, okay? Don't put the glaze on and make it all perfect, because that's not the idea of it, you know. The glaze needs to sort of run down through the middle and around the edge and things, you know. It's meant to look a little bit rustic, okay?
Giles said Home Bargains does make maple syrup at really well priced.
Yes, I know they do, Giles, but again, I like that one because it's 50% less sugar, okay? It's a light one. Then, while the glaze...
Peter's asking, Nana, was it 2 bananas? Yes, it was, Peter.
Yes, it was 2, Peter.
Or can you put more in to make it more banana-y?
If you really... No, don't go more. There should be 2 medium-sized bananas, I should have stressed that. If you put more in, trust me, it's banana-y. You can't get any more banana-y.
Hi, Selma.
If you put more in, it changes the batter. See, I've always tried to say to people, cooking is an art, it's a science, okay? So you've got to keep to the amounts. You can't start messing with it unless you're like me and you do, you know, experiment days where you'll bake 7 and 8 cakes and they're all slightly different ingredients and they work out and then you have to throw them all away.
Oh, Carla's apologised. She lost connection while she's eating her Easter egg, she said.
It's not even Easter. Why are you eating an Easter egg and it's not even Easter? I find that ridiculous.
Michael's
an egg, it's got to say Easter on it, but don't let me kick off on that one again.
Michael's asking another question. Can you change the bananas for another fruit?
No, we've had that question before. This is a banana cake, it's not an apple cake. So the ingredients that are in that, as I've just said, baking is a science. And the bananas react against the sour cream and react against the baking soda, which is what creates the raisin agent. The self-raising flour on its own won't work. So if you remove the bananas, there isn't potassium in other fruits, or they're too acidic, the fruits. Bananas won't react. Bananas will react with it, where apple and things won't. Okay. So if I was going to do an apple cake, or it's not a fruit cake that you could take the bananas out. It is a banana cake, basically to use your leftover bananas, and that is what you're left with. Okay. And it should look exactly like that. It shouldn't be all fancy schmancy. It should start to run down the edges. Like so.
Nice.
Your nuts across the top. Can't go wrong with your nuts across the top, can you? And that's it. And there you have a banana cake.
Jean's asking a question.
Which Jean?
Jean Pasquale.
Oh, Jean. Hi, Jean. Go on, look.
Is Nana still drinking while on Slimming World, please?
Yes, I am.
I was going to say, tell the truth.
Yeah, there's no point in lying. Yes, I am. But I only drink at weekends. I've got to be honest. I have cut down vastly, Jean.
You don't cheat in the week, do you?
But I don't cheat during the week, but I do cheat at weekends. But I've always had this theory. We'll pour some coffee and go and sit down, because that's going to be in the oven for so long now. I've always had this theory, to be honestly truthful, Jean, that alcohol, no matter what they say about the calorie content of it, is an empty calorie. Because basically, you think about it, you have one drink and you go to the loo, and then the minute you've been to the loo, every time you have a drink, you're back and forwards to the loo all night. You pee more times when you're on a night out than you would normally. So it's going right through you. So you're not holding it in your system. And I've never seen a fat alcoholic. They're all like bags of bones. So,
Giles said apparently gin is slimming.
Yeah, well, I only drink white spirits, gin,
You
vodka.
drink vodka anyway, don't you? So.
But I mean, it just goes to show, when David and I lived in Spain, which have I mentioned we lived in Spain for 15 years, we were drinking then, you know, 7 nights a week. I was drinking brandy back then. I'd not changed to vodka at that point. And I was drinking 14 and 15 Spanish measures of brandy a night, and I was like a rake. You know, I only started to gain weight, really, when I moved back to the UK a few years ago. So, you know, but I have been a yo-yo diet.
How do I change that? I apologise, everybody.
Why, what?
Because I put it on myself.
Oh, did you? Was it showing you?
Great,
and
yeah.
And you not put a brush through your hair, darling. You look fabulous anyway.
Oh, I do. It looks amazing.
So, I've always said, I think it just depends, but I do drink at weekends. And I did drink an awful lot last night, and I'm slightly hungry. So, do we have any other questions?
Keith said you should apply to British Bake Off. Michael said promote Smirnoff.
Yeah, I will promote. Yeah, I'll promote Spirit. I can't say it. I was just going to say it then. I can't say it.
Nicola said she's never seen a fat alcoholic.
No, I've not. Have you, Nicola? Ever? All alcoholics, full lushes.
Looks delicious.
I had friends in show business. Look at Eutha Joyce. She was a full, you know, George and Mildred. Eutha was a really dear friend of mine. She was like a walking bag of bones, and she was a full chemicked up alcoholic. She was on the chemic from opening her eyes to shutting them, you know. So people that are terped up don't tend to eat, so they thin. So I think it's just utter rubbish. I just think it's in moderation, and I would assume diets that you're following, like I'm doing this Slimming World one, I would assume they're telling you not to have alcohol on that because of the amount of calorie intake you're supposed to have in a day. So I don't know. I don't care.
Didn't touch a drop, Carolyn. You know that.
What was that?
Carolyn said you didn't drink in Spain, did you?
Didn't.
Said I can't remember.
I was never sober, Caroline.
Cinnamon cake instead of Easter eggs,
Yes,
Giles said.
I'll do a cinnamon cake, Giles, for Easter. I will do that as one of the Sunday bakes. But I'll still be doing Easter eggs. Because I've decided this year I'm going to make homemade Easter eggs.
Oh, are you?
I'm flatly refusing to buy them if it doesn't say Easter on it. I'm sorry. And the only store I can find at the moment that has the word Easter on 90% of their Easter products is Aldi. Okay? And I know I'm not supposed to advertise, but Aldi. So I will buy things from Aldi. Elsewhere, no, I won't. Okay? That's my point. So, what else did I have to say? Don't forget, if we're back to Spain for the Queen of the Costas tours from the 27th of June. All the posters are on my page. If there are other venues that are watching, we do have a couple of free dates, so please get in touch. If not, come and see the shows. We're from Buenavista all the way down to Torremolinos, so my hometown of Benalmádena and Fuengirola. We're everywhere, so it's going to be absolutely amazing. So, any other questions?
No.
While we're here, does anybody want to know anything?
They're just saying nice homemade Easter eggs.
Oh, it's so easy to make homemade Easter eggs. You just buy the moulds. That's all you do. There's nothing complicated in it. You literally melt bars of chocolate down like I've shown you for cookies in the microwave and pour it into the moulds. And the easiest way to do it, the moulds are on... I'll see if I can fit it in and do it on one of the programmes, if I can. But if not, it's so easy to do, and there's thousands of tutorials online for it, and it is really, honestly, the easiest thing to do, and it means you can fill it, because you make it in two halves and then stick it together, and you can fill it with anything you want, you know. I'd like David to make me one and fill it with another dirty big, you know, diamond ring. Hint.
Peter said your Christmas house is always amazing. Do you do any Easter decorations?
Yes, I do. The Easter decorations always go up. I don't have them up as long as I do the Christmas ones, and obviously I don't have as much. But we have an Easter tree, and there'll be Easter table centres. I change all the house. The house is due to change now, because at the moment it's in blue and pink, which was my interim sort of colour scheme between Christmas and Easter. Very soon, I'm now getting a bit tired with it. This is why when people say to me, oh, you always have exactly the same furniture. This is why I have white furniture and white floors and white tables and white couches, because then all you have to do is remove all the cushions and the tablecloths and the throw pillows and replace them with a completely different colour, and your whole house changes colour scheme. Okay, this is why I won't have coloured walls. So towards the end of this month now, I'll change it back then to all the yellow floral law actually stuff that you saw on Come Down With Me. It was all out there, and then the house will change, and this year I'm doing Easter trees across, small ones that run across the tables and a big one in the conservatory. So that was your answer, but not as much. But I do decorate for every single season. I decorated for Valentine's Day, and I think I only put one photograph on for that, but I do have a Valentine's mantle. I don't obviously fill the whole house.
Paul said come and do the old ship in Limehouse. Our local on a Sunday and evening is the best crowd.
Oh, Paul, I worked at the old ship. It must be 30 odd years ago, and I would love to tell them to get in touch, and I would absolutely, because I used to live in Limehouse. So that's marvellous. I used to live, you know, I lived at the right on the edge of the Limehouse tunnel. That was where my apartment was when they were brand new. I bought an apartment there. As you got to the Limehouse Link tunnel, and you had the White Swan that side, the apartments that were right against the tunnel, the ones that we were actually, you know, we were trying to sue the people for building the tunnel against our apartment. The middle one with the great big arch window, that used to be mine. So I lived in Limehouse.
Lee said Easter egg cheesecake. Oh yeah, an Easter egg cheesecake.
An Easter egg cheesecake?
That's maybe an idea.
That's a cutie, isn't it? A cheesecake with Easter eggs all piled on top of it. I'm not a lover of these. I think they look quite spectacular. I see these cakes on Facebook and other social media pages where they then make it and then they heap it with other stuff, and it's then covered with, say, Twix bars around the edge and Kit Kats on the top, and then Maltesers on the top of that. To me, that's not a cake. It's going too far, and I find that a little bit too intense. But what I am going to do for you one day is, because I've only done it once myself and I want to bake it again off air, I'm actually going to make a chocolate cookie pie, which is the most fattening thing you've ever seen, but it's divine. Okay, so I'm going to do it a couple of practice runs, and then I will do it. I've only ever baked it once before, but I will bake that for you. Anything else?
Carla said, can I be your support act, lol?
Yeah, if you want cock. Nip in, love. Have a swift half with us. Be nice. Don't forget as well, if you're around Manchester...
Jean's burnt to boiled potatoes watching this.
Fancy leaving the potatoes on, Jean. You should have... I've done it myself. See, but there again now, I don't cook anything on a stovetop anymore. I have an electric steamer. Well, I have to have 3 of them. I find it so much easier because I can shove the veg in, turn it on, and go and do something, and it just cooks and turns itself off. Doesn't burn.
Yes, it was Giles.
What are you laughing at?
Giles said, David, is that you yawning?
Yeah, David's half hungover as well. So, yeah, if you're around Manchester on, I think it's the 27th, I'll put it on my page soon, at On Bar, I'm doing Loose Women with the lovely Belinda Scandal as one of the guests. She's doing a chat show, and I'm one of the guests on the chat show, so if you want to come along and see that, I think it's going to be quite an eye-opener. So come along and see that. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I could sort of tell you that I've got recently. Easter Saturday, I'm in Liverpool, by the way, at the fabulous James Monroe. So I'd like you to come along to that, because it is the most amazing, amazing venue, and we have such a giggle, and that's Easter Saturday. I'm there. It isn't actually an Easter show, you know. I'm not doing anything like a resurrection, or it's just me. But I will be there on Easter Saturday. Anybody else want to know anything?
Katerina said, what else is nice to make for Easter?
Well, I'm quite a traditionalist. I do always make a simnel cake, which has the, you know, the marzipan on top, which is toasted in the 12 apostles and all the rest of it. Disciples, not apostles. I do that, which is very traditional. Other than that, I wouldn't say that I actually go out of my way. I do make Easter cookies, like I do the Christmas cookies. And we'll try and get those in as well, because they're really pretty, and they're just I do egg-shaped cookies which are iced in pastel colours, in pink and white and things like that, and they look really, really pretty, and they're nice. We always tend to do lamb, something like that as the main course, but I don't really have specific Easter baked things, you know what I mean? I don't do things like an Easter bakewell or an Easter slice. I don't do I just tend to do, and everything I try to get into pastel colours of lemons and pinks and things like that, you know. So, I think that's pretty. But I don't do anything of a specific Easter thing.
Sue said, what's your favourite coffee for every day?
My favourite coffee that I use every day, constantly, which I can't get the bag out because I'll be in trouble for advertising, is Aldi's everyday coffee, because I can't stand instant coffee. I can't abide instant coffee. I won't drink it. I hate it. But I also don't like posh coffee from these ridiculous coffee shops at £3 and £4 for a cup of coffee. They must be off their heads, people paying that, sorry. So I only like filter coffee, and I don't like particularly very strong coffee. I'm very Americanised like that. My coffee's quite weak. And it's Aldi's, I think it's called Hazy Days. And I go through about, well, it's sick to say actually, I think I use about 5 bags a week. So, because I drink coffee all day long.
Hi, Benji.
I just wonder if I'm not wired. Is Benji back, or is he still...
Benji's still in Colombia.
You're in Colombia, darling. And you're watching me all the way from Colombia. I'm surprised you've got electricity. Or a signal in Colombia. Do you have things like that there? Is it Colombia you're in? I thought it was some godforsaken place. Well, Colombia's a bit godforsaken. But no, he's not in Colombia. He's in... Oh... Benji, say where you are, darling. I can't remember. Well,
Benji, I forgot where you are.
I am surprised that you're there and you've got electricity and you're able to get on air.
Cambodia.
Cambodia, that's it. I knew it wasn't... Are you for real?
Cambodia. Cambodia. Not far from each other.
A totally different place, a totally different culture. Cambodia, as I said, they are lucky they have got electricity. So,
it's nice where he's been. I've seen all the pictures.
Are you watching... Is your phone on like a dynamo that you wind the phone up, like, you know... keep it going, you've not got electric for your phone or battery.
Who?
You can't. Benji's, I'm asking him. I thought it was like a wind-up one, like the Explorers have wind-up radios and wirelesses and things, you know, wind it with a handle. So anything else?
No. No.
No? I've not really got anything else to sort of tell you this week, but I will say that again if you missed it at the beginning of the programme. If you won't be watching if it's you, but I had my page hacked.
I know you're not...
What?
Not fucking Colombia, he said.
That's a nice mouth on a Sunday, and you can stop swearing as well. I had my page hacked, and there's people now missing off my page. So if it's a friend of yours and they've told you that they've had a nasty private message sent from me. It isn't from me. Somebody's hacked my page and gone into my messenger and actually sent these messages out to people, and then for some reason there's about 12 people, maybe more, missing. So I'm trying to get you all back. If you're there, if it's a friend of yours, please tell them, not me. Okay, so I'm trying to get you all back, and I'll put something on my page as well in case you want to share it with somebody that you know has been abused. I don't do abusing online. So, anything else before we go?
No.
Well, it's been lovely having you. I'm going to put the dinner on, and then we're going to sit down and watch The Love Boat.
Yes, it is, Sonia.
And after the Golden Shot, we'll watch...
I'm ill.
You're not ill. We'll watch... You're too drunk last night.
Sonia said it's a bad cough I've got, and it is.
It's not. And then we shall
watch
Stars on Sunday, and then we'll have dinner, and we'll have some cake while we're watching Stars on Sunday.
And I'll be asleep in a bit.
So, thanks for tuning in, and I will see you next week with something else absolutely fabulous. Not too sure what it is yet. It might be the one that I was doing last week for you, okay? If I can get that in next week, I will, because we missed a programme, didn't we? I had to cancel the programme for personal reasons, and I didn't get to do the raspberry and chocolate tart with you. So we'll see if we can get that one in next weekend. If it's not next weekend, we will get that in, because I know a lot of people have been asking for it, because I didn't get that programme out. So we'll try and get that, and I'll see you all next week. Say trial, David.
Bye, everybody.
See you. Bye.